Happy Friday and happy October 1st, everybody. Welcome to the Sewing Buzz. And of course, we have a fun SND sewing chat at the end of the video. What I will do is add a chapter to the bottom of the screen that will, you can skip right to the SND chat if you want to go ahead and skip to that. But I just want to welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I greatly appreciate it. I think this is the first time the Sewing Buzz has been on a Friday, so welcome. This is like perfect. You can sit back and relax, wind down your day, start out your weekend with a little bit of what's going on in the sewing community. So for those who are new to the channel, you're just tuning in for the first time and don't really know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the Sewing Buzz. Typically what I talk about is anything new that's going on in the sewing community. Maybe it's sewing challenges that's going on that I know about. I don't know about every sewing challenge, but maybe some that I know about I'll probably share here. Maybe it's new fabrics, new items, and I do have a couple things I'm gonna share today. But then of course a bulk of it is new pattern releases, and for me I typically share new indie pattern releases, not the commercial, but indie pattern releases. And full disclosure, I don't share every single pattern release that was released in the month of September. Obviously it's October 1st, so these are all from September release, but I share the ones that I found interesting and that I thought you all would like, you all will enjoy. So yeah, that is the premise behind Sewing Buzz. And make sure that you stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing on your way out, and don't forget to thumbs up this video. It greatly helps me out. But Sunday I will have a full review on what I am wearing, and so which was the collaboration I did with my interviewee for the SND sewing chat. So anyway, so make sure you come back on Sunday so you can get the review, and then on Wednesday I will have look number 8 from my 2021 summer mood board. So yeah, let's jump right in. Okay, so let's jump into some quick housekeeping. So we have 2 more SND sewing chats. As you all know, that around this time of the year I am preparing for BHM Pattern Designers, Black History Month Pattern Designers in the month of February. And so between January and March of next year, I will not have an SND sewing chat, but you will still get the Sewing Buzz every month, the 1st of every month. So you won't miss that, but the chats after December will not come back until 2022 in April. And so I wanted to again address that because that is swiftly coming around the corner. So let me get my notes here together. The first thing I want to talk about is my favorite sewing tool at the moment. It is, and you all, many of you all will probably be like, really, you are so late. But you guys, I had to finally order this here is the tube Turn It All. What is it called? It's just called Turn It All, and it's the tube turner. So when you have ties and things that need to be turned inside out, like when I did my what was it, my Friday Pattern Company Wilder gown that had the long ties, I used this to turn those ties inside out. And when I tell you, I was like, what took me so long to pick up one of these? Absolutely love this. And let me show you what I was using before. And I think in a couple of sew-alongs you saw this, but I normally use the wire where you have the little hook, and then you have the hook at the top. See that hook at the top? But this was hard to work with at times, with depending on the thickness of a fabric or depending on just what it was that I was trying to turn inside out. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give this thing a try, because I've heard a lot of people talk about this little tube turner, and it has 3 different sizes in it, which is really nice. It says it's perfect for turning spaghetti straps, scrunchies, quilting decorations, dowel parts, and much more. So yeah, this was such a good investment, and I actually purchased this from Shabby Fabrics. I'll link to it because as you all know, I say many times, I watch a lot of YouTubers, and so I'm behind on videos that I'll probably never catch up on at this point. But I remember, I don't know, remember how long ago it was, she talked about this here Turner, and I was like, oh, I always remember her talking about it. So I went back into the video, and then I just went to her website and purchased it. But I'm sure you can get this off of Amazon. If you like, I can link something in my Amazon store. If I don't, that is an affiliate link. But if not, I'll just link to where I purchased this. How about that? If I don't remember to link to this in my Amazon store. But this thing, love it, love it. So another sewing item, related item that I had bought that I am so excited about. I know y'all heard me talk about my books before, and I want to get into couture and all that. I had that couture book. I'm still getting there. During the month of September, if you saw, follow, and I talked about this in my Sewing Buzz last month, sorority wear was doing a month, the whole month of September. They were doing were different posts, different prompts every day, and you post. And so I tried to keep up, but between the 9 to 5 and other stuff, I just couldn't keep up with the daily prompts. But one of the last prompts I kept up with was the one about sewing books, and which was good because it made me pull back out all of my sewing books. And I was like, how come I haven't been using this? How come I haven't been using this? I mean, so many resources right here. And partly because you all know I've admitted this before. Even though I had reference books and different things to show me how to do stuff, I didn't understand what I was reading. You know, adjustments and grading. I didn't know all this stuff meant until like 2-3 years ago, when I took the block classes and was learning things about fit and everything like that. Then the things I read in the book made much more sense. But I'm a visual learner, so those things that I learned, I was actually communicating with somebody who told me, oh, you need a slope and shoulder adjustment, and that is X, Y, and Z. I didn't get that just reading the book. But now that, you know, I'm good, I'm good with how to fit and continue to learn about fit. Now when I read the books, stuff make more sense to me. And so with that prompt, one of the prompts, sewing books, I was looking at what people were posting, and a lot of the books, I was shocked. I actually have a lot of the books some of these people I follow on Instagram that I admire have. But one of the books that somebody posted was this book, this tailoring book. Now, I remember Sean from Kittenish Behavior talking about this book for her coat extravaganza. Was that last year? I don't remember. It could have been last winter, 2020, but I remember her talking about it, and I actually forgot about it. And then the prompts came up for sorority wear, and somebody had this book. And then if you follow Julia Bobbin on, I believe that's her Instagram handle on Instagram, she is like phenomenal with coat making, and oh, she's always showing tips, and oh, her work is, if you are not following her, I'll make sure to put her handle on the screen. She is magnificent when it comes to coat making and all of that, and she uses this book as well. She had actually did a post about some of the books that she used. But anyway, I went ahead and grabbed this book because I am doing a coat, and I'm going to tell you what that coat is because I bought the pattern, and I wanted to apply some of the techniques I know that's in this book, especially that, like that lady Julia Bobbin talked about. And then it made me remember what Sean talked about with the book, and I was like, oh yeah, get the book. So I went ahead and grabbed this off of Amazon. This here I did link in my Amazon store, so feel free. It's an affiliate link, you don't have to use it, but that's where that is. And the other thing that I picked up, well, I didn't pick this up. I've had this. I actually did a separate video on this. I can't remember the title of the video, or I would link to it, but I don't remember. I had purchased some interfacing from Fashion Sewing Supply years ago. Maybe, I wish I knew how long ago I had purchased this. Maybe it's on here on my receipt. It is not. It was probably within the last 3 years I purchased this. But I purchased some interfacing to do shirts with, shirt interfacing, and I also got the sample pack. And so their sample pack, they have professional grade interfacing, and I know a lot of people, Crystal Souls and stuff, also talks about Palmer and Plesh interfacing as well. And so I was thinking about checking them out. But when you order a sample pack from Fashion Sewing Supply, you get a sample of everything. So for shirt making, which I use, it is really good. It is really good. They have the sewing, they have the horsehair, they have the Weft Supreme, and then they have the Pro Tricot Deluxe Fusible. Many of you might already be familiar with their stuff. And then they have the fusible hair cloth, everything for the goat hair and everything for you can use, obviously purchase for coat making and everything. So I had pulled this out because as I was going through the tailoring book, it was talking about different types of interfacing, and I was like, oh yeah, I did order some from this place that I know was really good. But also I know that like I said, Crystal from Crystal Souls and stuff has talked a lot about the Palmer and Plesh as well. So I'll check that out. But I do know this place has a variety of designer grade high-end interfacing, and that is the type of interfacing I plan to use in this coat that I'll be making, and I will share that with you. So I'm so super excited to really dive into this to make my coat. So now let's transition into new patterns. There's not a ton I have to share with you because September was super busy. I didn't get a chance to like go through everything, and different things were popping up on my timeline, but there were a few hands down good. So the first one are both from Itch to Stitch. The first one is the legging coat, and that is specifically why I went and moved forward and purchased this tailoring book, because I plan to make that coat this fall, for this fall winter. I am so super excited about it. But it has cup sizes. I've watched a couple reviews. I watched specifically when this coat dropped, because there's a lot of different people who have tested the pattern and everything. And so I specifically watched, because I saw her picture pop up on Instagram, Whitney from Tomcat Stitchery. So I watched her video to get the review, what she thought about the coat, because I know she made some coats as well last winter, and so she was very excited about it. And she said that I believe she mentioned, you know, it has tailoring techniques without being overly couture with it, which I was like, okay, that's good. And I know that Itch to Stitch, Kenneth, her instructions are really good. I have several obviously patterns from her. But it has front and back princess seams, shoulder yokes, waistband, two-piece sleeves, standard collar with the collar stand, inseam pockets, and it's single-breasted, which was super important. I personally don't care for double-breasted coats, but I do like that it's single-breasted. It only calls for 5 buttons, which now I'm researching some buttons because I already have it in my head how I want this coat to look. I already have the fabric. I still need to get my lining, which is going to be some Bimberg. And yeah, anyway, plans and everything for that will be coming up. The next Itch to Stitch release was the Foz top. I did not pick this up. I was debating on whether picking it up. I can always pick it up in the future, but I thought this was a really nice transitional fall piece. Definitely into winter, a piece that perfect, I think, will be a nice wardrobe staple. And this also has full bust options. As you know, Itch to Stitch sizing range has increased. You have the long sleeve, short sleeve, It's a v-neck, obviously, and it is made for knit fabric. So I thought this was a really nice transitional piece, and yeah, really, really good. Now, you all remember this released by Styles on Me, the Gia Circle skirt. I was one of the pattern testers for this. Again, I will leave a link to my video so you can see a full review, and then you can head on over to Styles on Me and grab the pattern. But this is another beautiful transitional fall piece that you can, it's an easy sew, it really is, but it's a perfect transitional piece that definitely can take you from fall to winter. And of course, if you wanted something more heavy, if you're in a heavier climate, I would definitely do a lightweight wool. I think would look very nice. You would obviously need to line it, or always plan to wear a slip underneath it. But yeah, I think you can definitely play really good with that. Plus, remember, Styles on Me, her patterns have now increased in size, so she goes up to a size 34. So make sure, again, go ahead and check out my video for that full review, and then you can hear all about it, and then head over to the website and check out the pattern. The next pattern I want to shout out is the True Bias, the Danny short and pant pattern. Now, I thought this was really cute. It has a nice little detail around it, and the pattern is available. It goes up to a size 32, which it says a hip, that's of a hip of 61.5 inches. So they are also one of the companies that has been increasing their size range for their patterns. And so this is one that I thought was really good. Really nice, simple detail around the top, the waist, has the pockets. This one had the patch pockets on the back, I believe, but at any rate, I'll be popping up pictures if I got that wrong. But I thought this was a really good pattern, another good fall transitional piece. And because you have the shorts, I think it will be good if you can still wear shorts now, like I could totally make these shorts now with our weather, but you can always just get it for the pants, right, and save the shorts for spring, summer. Or for those who are in a different hemisphere, you can definitely make the shorts now, right? Then here is, I'm gonna pop in a handbag. This is by KM Designs, and this is the Zola handbag. I thought this handbag was so cute. I cannot remember for the life of me. It could be Saya Swag here on YouTube, who's already done a kind of a sew with me and review on this pattern. All you have to do is just put in the YouTube search Zola, Z-O-E-L-L-A handbag. Very nice. This is a cute handbag. I thought this was really cute. Oh, the sun is going in and out. I thought this was a really nice handbag, and I have tested for KM Designs before, so I know she takes great care of her instructions as well. But yes, this here is a good pattern. If you're looking for a handbag pattern, this is one to consider. The next pattern is from Pattern for Pirates, and so this here is a cardigan, and this is called the all button up cardigan. And so I like the different options for this, and this one was a little different about it also. And Patterns for Pirates and Rebecca Page Patterns is usually really good about this, is that they always have like the mini me version. So if you have a daughter or something that you want to sew it up for, there's a version. They do have the children's version, but I like that they have the different cuff sleeve length. Of course, you have the V-neck, the crew neck as well, scoop neckline, and it goes up to a 5X. So you do have different options, and you have the tunic version. And I also like with this particular version, there's a cropped version for this. So yeah, you can definitely play around with this particular one. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. My camera cut off. So the next pattern is from Rebecca Page Patterns, and this is one I am so excited about doing. So expect a review on this pattern. As you all know, I am a brand ambassador for Rebecca Page Patterns. This is one I did not do. I do have one that I'm working on, so make sure that you stay tuned, and a pattern test. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But these are the skinny jeans, and so or jeggings, depending on how you style them, but they are a really, they are fitted, so that's one thing to keep in mind. It does have the Western style yoke, style pockets, and then the yoke in the back, and then you have optional back pockets, and of course optional belt loops. So this is something that I think that you can definitely transition to if you want to try jeans. There is a faux fly in the front, and it does have the continuous waistband. So this is if you want to kind of step into making some jeans and just kind of play around with them, because they are supposed to be a little bit more fitted. This is definitely one that I of course would recommend. I have seen in the background all the different versions and everything, and this is a really good pattern. It seems like everybody definitely loves sewing them up, so you might want to give these a try. Of course, my link will be down below if you decide you want to check that out. And of course there is the bundle for kids as well for that pattern. And I thought this pattern was cute. Now you all know I typically don't bring new children pattern releases, but I was just inspired this month because of the Project Dress a Girl. I don't sew children's patterns, but I did make those dresses. I'll link to that video if you want to see the ones that I made, and that was in support of Madi from MariSews. But I thought this was so cute when I saw it. This is from Violet Field Threads, their new fall pattern called the Bailey Overalls. I just thought this was so cute. And I was like, oh wow, isn't that something? That it's just adorable. So for you moms out there, grandmoms even, or you make things for nieces and or nephews, because this is for little boys and little girls. And so yeah, this is a really, I thought this pattern was just so adorable. But again, this is from Violet Field Threads. The next one is, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Lena Line patterns. They are new to me, but this was a pattern I was like, they look so comfortable. These are the, I believe it's called Vlad trousers. When you go to the website, there's the English version, and so of course that's the option. The link I will make sure is down below. But these are super comfortable, and there are wide leg pants, easy. There's elastic in the waistband, which I think will make for a good fit. They have pockets in the seams, but it also can be made without the pockets as well. But I thought these would look like some super comfortable pants. I thought, yeah, I thought those were some really good pants. So that's a new to me pattern. Have you sewn from Lena Line before? Let me know down in the comment section before. But I was looking at their other patterns and I was like, oh, okay. I don't know how I got to following them on Instagram. I do not know, but all of a sudden then it popped up, they had a new pattern release, and I was like, these look really nice. So anyway, go ahead and check them out. And then of course, So Over It released the Frida blouse, which I thought was really nice. It's nice and flowy. Again, I'm kind of all about the tops, but this top was, I thought, was nice and flowy, not anything super fitted. It looked to be super easy to put together, very beginner friendly, and of course, you know, So Over It sizing has increased. But then if you're on the email list, you would have seen the dress versions of the Frida. And so yeah, I thought this was a really good pattern to share. Definitely another great fall transitional piece, and something that maybe you would be interested in trying. And then the next pattern is Love Notions. Okay, Love Notions, if you're on their email list, they have been teasing about this pattern for maybe a month or so. I don't remember how long, but they finally released it. And as of now, you're seeing this October 1st. It is on sale for $9 until October 4th, Monday. Grab this pattern. So many options, as you can tell. It's like several different options. Cowl neck, all these different, you got the hip length, the banded shirt length, above the knee, because you have the dress, and then the neckline where you have turtleneck, mock, and the cowl, and then of course all of the sleeve options, which you know, Love Notions does that a lot with their patterns. You have the long bishop elbow puff and puff long sleeve, and of course it has the full bust piece. They go up to a 5X on this one. I snagged this up right away. I thought this was so cute and a perfect fall piece because I was thinking a nice, not beefy, because it gets cold in Texas. We do have our cold days, but it's not like, you know, what I come from up north in Wisconsin. But I was like, you know, find the right fabric. This here, oh, I cannot wait to make this. Cannot wait. And then the next pattern, last but not least, and this actually was just released probably the 27th or 28th. I probably got that wrong. No, the 29th. Michelle Sews Patterns, and she released the Effie shirt dress. So pretty, has the hidden placket, very chic. So I will leave a link down to her website obviously below, but if you go to her pattern website, is what you can see the aesthetic of her patterns is very much consistent, very chic. I kind of call it very office chic. However, you can obviously make it more casual to your style and your liking, but I found that the FV shirt dress is very chic looking. You have the hidden placket, you have the from the line drawing that you see on the website, you have options for color blocking. It's just a really clean shirt dress. I thought it looked really, really nice. So it's not fitted, but it's not like extra loose either. It just seems like it has a very nice silhouette to it, to this particular pattern. And she does go up to have a D cup up to size 30, and which goes up to 57 inches, and the hip measurements goes up to 59 inches. So this is a very good size inclusive pattern, so you definitely want to check that out. So that is it, everybody, that I have for you this month for new pattern releases. I told you not a whole heck of a lot, but I want to go ahead and transition you into the SND sewing chat. I am so happy today. We will be chatting with the Mari from MariSews. Again, I will link to her website. I will link to her Instagram. I will link to her YouTube, all down in the description box down below. Make sure you go check her channel out, and I hope you enjoyed the chat. And if you have any questions about anything that I talked about or shared today, make sure you leave it down in the comment section below. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. I greatly appreciate it. You all have a fantastic start to your weekend, and we will see you on Sunday. Bye. Welcome, everybody, to SND Sewing Chat. This is October 1st, 2021, and we have the lovely MariSews. Hey, Mari, thanks so much for chatting with me today. This is so exciting for those who don't know who MariSews is. I will definitely leave all of her information, of course, down in the description box, and you are about to learn a lot about this lovely lady here. And if you're not following her, you're getting ready to learn where to follow her, where to visit her website, and all the lovely things that she has going on. So good morning, Marty. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing so great. Thank you so much, Natita, for having me. I'm so happy to just spend some time here chatting with you.
Exciting. Thank you. Thank you. I see you have some dresses in the back, but we'll get to that in a moment. For those who don't know you, Marty, let us know, where are we finding you, on what platforms, and all of that good stuff.
Oh, yeah, sure. So, gosh, I am on YouTube at MariSews, and I'm also over on Instagram. You can find me at MariSews for Curves. Apparently MariSews was already taken, so I had to get a little creative. And I also have a website where I try to keep it up to date, and that's MariSews.com.
Awesome. Awesome. And I will have that, of course, on the screen, and all of your information down in the description box, because we definitely want to get into later in our discussion this major project that you have going on and how it's going, and some updates and all of that good stuff. But I do want to jump into just a few questions that I have that I don't know. For those who, again, might be new to Mari, I am as well, full disclosure, did not start following until, let's see, I think, when was So Maxi for Mother's Day? Probably March, no,
May?
April, because Mother's Day is in May. So it must start in April. Maybe it started in April, I think. And so I think that's when, through Crystal from Crystal Souls and stuff, and T from Compass Tea and Sewing, is when I discovered you this year, and a few other sewers. And it's always fun finding new people to follow and see what they got going on. But I am definitely more fairly new to following you over on the platform. Definitely love seeing what you have in your videos. Of course, you do a lot of tips. You do a lot of pattern reviews, a lot of hauls. We all love hauls, but a lot of hauls, pattern reviews, tips and stuff. And so definitely, if you all are not following her over here on YouTube, definitely go follow her so you can see what she's working on and different tips and things that she has going on. And so, yeah, I am excited to kind of jump in and learn, for me, almost for the first time, just like the rest of you, different things about Mari. So let's jump into some of the questions. Please tell us how long you've been sewing, where did you learn it from, all of that good stuff.
Yeah. So I have been sewing kind of off and on for about a decade now, so 10 years. And my start was actually a little rocky and really funny. So like everyone else, I thought I was just gonna grab my, really basic little sewing machine, watch a couple YouTube videos, and make this most amazing, fabulous skirt. And I watched this video, and it was called "Make a Skirt in 5 minutes, easy." And I was like, sounds like my kind of project. So I walked over to Joann's at the time. I grabbed some remnant fabric and elastic and stuff. It was just a very simple pencil skirt. And I came home, followed the tutorial, and I remember watching the actual video and thinking, now she just said to cut this fabric to the size of my waist. But if I do that, it's not going to go over my hips because I had chosen a woven fabric. And so I was like, okay, she must have meant hips. So I'm just going to cut this entire tube to the size of my hips. So I carried on with that tutorial, applied my elastic, and sure enough, it was the tightest skirt on my hips and the most blousy thing around my waist. And I went out grocery shopping in that dang on thing. I came back home.
You wore it anyway.
Yeah, I wore it. I was so proud of it. I came back home and my husband was like, have you gone anywhere in that? Yes, I have. And he was like, please take that off. And he was right. He was right. It was horrible. So after that, I kind of took a break. And when I did decide to get back into sewing, it was probably about a year later. And I decided to take some classes from a local fabric shop over here called G Street Fabrics. So that's actually how I learned the basics, and that I probably should have chosen a stretchy knit.
I was going to say, I was like, so was that supposed to be for knit?
It was supposed to be for a knit.
That is hilarious. And that has happened to me early on too. Well, when I got back into sewing. But yeah, those are some experiences. And easily, do you think that's what kept you from that put that year gap in between the next time you started sewing again? You were just kind of deflated after that, or what?
I wouldn't say that I was deflated, but it was definitely okay, well, I clearly have some stuff to learn here. And I didn't know where to turn, because at the time, like YouTube wasn't like it is today.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was really kind of limited in terms of, the teaching opportunities and learning on YouTube. So when I discovered the classes, that's when it was game over. Yeah.
Did you discover through the classes different people that were already on like the Instagram platform and all of that? Like, how did that transition to where you started following people on YouTube and then following people over on Instagram?
Mm-hmm. Actually, throughout that kind of entire experience, I had discovered Mimi G. And so I started following her and what she was doing. And from following her, I started discovering other people.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really through the classes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do I explain this? I suppose that ultimately, like, I wanted to grow my circle of sewing friends, right? And I just knew I needed to do it somehow. And I'm such an extrovert. I want to talk with people. I want to chat all the time. And so doing this whole YouTube thing sounded like something that was just a little scary, but really had like this huge possibility of connecting with so many more people. And it has. I mean, that's the one thing that I really like about YouTube. I love chatting with the people in the comments. I like connecting with everyone on Instagram, and half the time it's all the same people, you know? And then I go out to these sewing events and I get to meet everyone, and it's just it makes my little extroverted heart sing. It really does.
So I know your recent sewcation, you were just in love. And so for those, did you do a wrap up of your sewcation video? I know, I'm sure I missed it. Did you do a wrap up?
Yeah, so I did talk about it. Yeah.
Okay, so make sure you all go watch her video. I'll definitely, again, her YouTube link will be down below. But how was that sewcation? You were able to, I did follow pictures. You guys had posted pictures and posted things in stories. So I was kind of following that over on Instagram. But how was that, being able to do the sewcation and kind of sit back and meet all the people, like you just said, that you connected with online?
So it was a blast. And I honestly think that if you all have the opportunity to get together and do a sewcation and actually go somewhere, do it, because we were all a little out of our elements. And Heather with Textile Tailored Thoughts did such an amazing job with planning it. I mean, we walked into the place, it was decorated, and I mean, the vibe was just, I mean, we couldn't have been happier. So we all really learned a lot from each other, different techniques. Michelle showed us how to ice dye, which was quite an experience for me. And I'm happy that we did it there, because I wouldn't want the mess in my home. But then even just like the shopping and knowing, okay, well, Jen is looking for this kind of fabric and Heather's looking for this. So we're all keeping an eye out for things. And hey, did you see this? Come here. And we're filming and we're running around. It was just the most high energy, amazing time. I will say though, I probably should have flown in a day earlier, because I got there and we hit the grounds running. But the second day, I mean, like after flying and everything.
Oh yeah.
That second day, I was so tired. These ladies, they really tucked me out, because 8 o'clock, I was in the bed, like, everyone, please, I can't anymore. I felt horrible that I went to sleep at 8.
That is hilarious, but it sounds like a really good time. I definitely need to catch up on the kind of the wrap up of everybody's experience with the sewcation, because watching following along with the stories and the video, especially the fabric shopping, yeah, that was fun to see. So speaking of which, and learning new techniques, and you've been in it now for 10 years, still, we're all still, I always say, I'm still learning different things along the way. What are some of your favorite and not so favorite tasks with sewing?
Uh-huh. Oh gosh. Well, let's just start with a not so favorite so we can end on a high note. So I think my not so favorites are probably the same as everyone else. I hate it when I have to pull out Jack the Ripper, my seam ripper. That's always a bit of a bummer. And the other thing that I really have to kind of force myself to do, because I know it makes a big difference, is pressing all of my seams when I'm done with them, because really there's a part of me that always questions, like, do I really need to press this? Then I always do, because I know it makes a big difference in the end result.
Right, it changes like the whole look, because I do that sometime too, like, maybe if I just use my fingers and finger press, this will work. I don't have to worry about getting up, going. But then you always think the final product, if you've pressed your seams throughout the process, how much better it looks.
So true. Yeah. And I think right now, I feel like my favorite kind of techniques and things really kind of vary. Right now, I'm all about bias tape, bias bindings. And it's actually something that I used to really despise doing. But with Project Dress a Girl and having to deal with it so much, I've actually grown to really love the process. It's kind of, I know it's kind of weird, but I do like it.
Oh yeah, when I tell you, when my what was this, a couple months ago, when my serger was out and I didn't have it, and I was sewing woven items, I was like, ooh, I don't have a serger to serge this. And I get just quite lazy where I'm like, oh, I don't feel like French seaming, I don't want to use bias binding. But I tell you what, when that serger was gone, that's exactly what I was doing. French seaming things and putting bias binding on edges and in it. And I was like, dang, this look good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know,
This
right?
look a whole lot better.
Yep.
But again, it's one of those things that, and there's still so much to learn in different things, stepping outside the box that, as a sewist, we all want to try, because you have so many people on Instagram that you see, and excuse me, YouTube, that you're just like, wow, I wanna, yeah, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that couture technique.
Absolutely.
Oh.
I would really love to learn how to drape on my dress forms, and I see people do it, and it's just something that kind of blows my mind every time I see it. So that's definitely, yeah, there's always something to learn.
So what is the latest thing in the sewing? Is there anything in particular in the sewing community that you're excited about, that you see trending, that you absolutely are like, oh yeah, I want to get into that, or I want to try that in the future? Is there anything that's going on that you're like, oh, huh?
Yes, there's so much, but I'm not going to do it all. But two things that come to mind though is bag making. I really, really want to make bags. And I know that you do the boxes, and then you do your own things. And I feel really inspired. I actually bought a bunch of leather to try to give it a go. So that's definitely on my list. The other thing is, in the fashion world, I feel really inspired by the looser fitting workwear, like the looser fitting jackets, the pants. I mean, because I'm all about the comfort right now.
Yeah.
And so I definitely want to incorporate some more of those pieces into my wardrobe, especially for fall and winter.
Oh yeah. And bag making, come on in. It is so, I don't make them. I always say this in my videos, but I don't make them at the rate that I want them, because I'm always sewing garments. It's like garments are like my first love, but I absolutely love making handbags and wallets. And I love, before making them, I would buy them all the time. and just switched them out. I was just one that just switched them out all the time. But once, I started making my own and seeing how I can put the things I love together and make it look how I want it to look, oh, that became a complete game changer. Now it's like, oh yeah, I want to make all the bags. I have so many handbag patterns. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get to these. But I agree. And it's fun. It is just so much fun. And of course, that's a whole nother language, right? Handbags. But I find the transition from garment making to handbag making quite easy. Oh. Because a lot of the language is the same, right sides together, wrong sides together, trim here, that type of thing, those type of things. The thing that's a little like the hardware, knowing the proper hardware to use in some of the zippers and zipper by the yard, zipper tape, zipper pulls. I mean, there's so many numbers of zipper pulls. Well, 3, 5 are the main ones, everybody. But learning all of that, it's just like, okay. But then I have my whole hardware collection over here and I'm like, let's go. So yeah, get on into it. Get into it, Marty. I think you will come up with some good stuff.
Well, we'll see.
I know you have a lot going on. Speaking of which, before we get into our about our collaboration today, tell us about Project Dress a Girl. What made you get into this project? How is it going? By the time everyone sees this on October 1st, it has ended on September 30th. The whole program and everything that you're hosting. But definitely let us know how it's been going. What has been the response? How are you feeling?
Yeah, so Project Dress a Girl has been the most exciting and rewarding experience. So in a nutshell, basically what it is I am encouraging the sewing community to make dresses, and in some areas shorts, like in the UK for little boys, but dresses for donation to Dress a Girl around the world. So that way little girls can have a new dress, because in a lot of areas they just have never had the opportunity to have something new or nice to wear. So this is an opportunity to kind of lift up those little girls and show them that, yeah, you're deserving of dignity and respect as well. But not only that, it's also an opportunity for their families to be educated on the perils of human trafficking. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of these children, especially in these like poorer areas, are highly susceptible to getting snatched up, and nobody wants that, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's definitely a good opportunity for that. I started sewing dresses with a local group here in DC, and that was 2019, I believe. And so I had donated previously to Dress a Girl here. And one person actually reached out to me. She had watched a YouTube video where I had spoken about that project. And she said, hey, would you mind doing that again, but maybe including some people from YouTube? Her name is Miss Janice. And let me tell you, she was amazing. Well, I thought, yeah, you know what? Perfect timing. I can absolutely do that. And so that's kind of what got the ball rolling. And boy, has it been rolling.
I know you had a goal of 100 dresses. Where are you in your goal? I know you surpassed that, but where are you in your goal?
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't want to give it all away.
Don't give it all away. People got to tune into your channel for all the final, the wrap up. But you're there. Yeah, I remember one video you did say that you were already, I think you said 103 or something at that point, I think.
Exactly, yeah. So at about 2 weeks in, we had already hit the 103 goal. And at this point, I haven't completely counted all of the dresses. They're still rolling in, but I can tell you that we've more than doubled the goal.
Yes, that's so exciting. That is so exciting. So are you gearing up to take, I know you're probably bit by bit packaging everything together to take to the person that you're working with locally.
Yeah. So as these dresses roll in, I like these back here, I'm actually attaching all of the little labels to them. The next thing I'm going to have to do is kind of sort them by size, and then we're gonna have a big old package to deliver, which really I cannot wait for delivery day, because that's gonna be really fun.
I have to believe that you're probably going to vlog that day or record that day that you're packaging up, maybe have your husband record you packaging and just filled with so much joy getting everything together. That is going to be fun.
You better believe it. Yeah.
That is so awesome. Well, I want to say first off, congratulations. I know by the time, everybody see this, that you would have definitely more than surpassed your goal. And I know that this is something that you were very passionate about. You can see it all throughout Instagram and videos that you put up here on YouTube. So that is so exciting to be. It's just exciting to see people genuinely excited about something they're passionate about, because
Yeah.
you know that it is making some kind of personal connection. It's not about show or anything like that. It's just there's truly something there behind it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the feedback that I've gotten from the different sewists really around the world, I've had people reach out to me from South Africa, the UK, here in the US. Um, and really, there's like this overwhelming sense that this is something that I can do using my superpower of sewing, right? Like I already have the majority of the supplies here at home, and I can make a difference in someone else's life. So it's really kind of a rewarding charity event for both the person who's making the dresses and for the children who receive the clothing at the very end.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, again, congratulations on your first major project. So again, make sure everybody you're following her on Instagram and YouTube so you can learn more and how everything turned out with this special project. So let's get into our collaboration. As you all know, everyone that I usually do the chat with, we do a collaboration, and this is no different. This month we are doing quick sew. We picked one, well, not we, Marty picked one, had the choice of what pattern we would do. And so she picked quick sew 3928. And yeah, I have to say, Marty, out the gate, thank you for picking this. It was a pleasure definitely to put together, but I will say, had I saw this pattern in Joanne's sitting somewhere, it would have just kept sitting, because that cover page does nothing, absolutely nothing for me. But once you picked it and you were like, this is your favorite one, I'm like, really? Because I'm looking at the front cover, I'm like, And then when I went to your website, because you was like, check out these pictures. And then when I went to the website and saw your pictures and stuff that you had of ones you've done previously, I was like, oh, now that's cute. Now that's cute. But sometimes you all know, as so as we have to see it made up and on people, because these pattern covers, well, I mean, this pattern is from 2012, so it is dated. It's quite some time ago, but still, pattern covers to this day can be very no hits, a lot of misses, and you just have to see other people make it up and look at study the line drawing and different stuff like that. So tell us why you chose this. Obviously it's your favorite, but some of the other versions you've done as well. Do you have it to show?
I do, actually. Honestly, I'm not sure why I chose the pattern to make in the first place. I mean, honestly, it's one of those things where I look back and I see that pattern cover and I'm like, I have no idea how I had a vision from this. But I'm happy that I did. And now I own, like, I don't know, 20 copies of that pattern because I can't live without it. But I mean, here's my shirt that I made right here. I've learned that I actually like to really crop the heck out of that pattern. And I also omit the pockets at this point, just because with the bags underneath and the crop, you really don't want a pocket bag hanging out underneath your shirt like that, you know? But the actual, let me just undo it here. The actual collar piece, I love to play around with it. I cut it on the bias so for a more draped look. I cut it not on the bias to save on fabric and get a more stiff look. And actually, if you look closely, you can see that I actually put my neckband on backwards. See the seam?
But it looks fabulous. I like the color combination. Did you color block that on purpose, or is your fabric two different colors?
No, so that's the way the fabric came. This was a flannel that I picked up, and it came with
Oh,
different width of stripes on it. Yeah, so
oh,
it
that's
kind of made
nice.
it easy.
Yeah, that made it real easy for you. So how
Mhm.
many versions of this did you say that you have? We'll pop up some pictures of a few of the ones that you already made.
Wow, honestly, I don't have that many right now. Look, when I tell you this is my favorite pattern, I'm not lying because I wear these out into oblivion. So right now I have this one, and I also have my reversible one. Yeah. So there's this reversible one that
Oh
I
yeah,
made
yeah,
out
yeah.
of
Yep.
wool. Um, so I have those two, and those are the only two in my closet. But honestly, I want to add at least one more. Um, it, I really do like it.
It is a very nice pattern. And for those who don't know, I'll show mine. I'll tell you about what happened to my neckline and everything. But mine has this embroidery, and I did have the pockets. And it's funny that you mentioned about cropping it, because I cropped this, and I was thinking, ooh, will my pockets show in the front? But I really like that the pattern actually, I thought it was kind of innovative for quick sew, because I have a few quick sew patterns and they're usually pretty basic, at least the other garment patterns I have. But the lengthen and shorten line is around the pocket. So when you shorten it or lengthen it, it moves the pocket in the proper spot. And I thought, oh, look at quick sew.
It makes it
Okay.
easy. Yeah.
So that made it really easy, but I did add the pockets. And initially I wasn't going to, and but I was like, okay, that's all good. But I thank you, Marty, for picking this again. Everybody, on Sunday, you're seeing this Friday, October 1st, Sunday. You will see my full review and hopefully what I made with it. Hope, crossing fingers. But yeah, this was a good one to pick. And I'm gonna pick up your because this is one, because it is easy. The only thing that you're spending most of the time on is the front. But this is one that I think would be good for a ponte, because I used a chambray, but a ponte, and like you say, a fleece. Your fabric is really nice. I don't think I would have ever thought of fleece. Maybe I need to look at fleece a little bit more closely, because the fabric you chose is really not, it's really nice. And I've never paid attention to fleece. When I think of fleece, I think of kitty designs, like
Yeah, yeah.
little children, juvenile designs and everything like that. I never think of, oh, making something, because your versions, again, this is why you follow people and you get excited when you follow other people, because they do something with a garment that you never thought of before. So yeah,
Mhm.
that is a good idea to use fleece, or
Yeah, and
like I
actually,
say, a ponte.
it's a flannel. I think my favorite fabrics are to use like the more flannel ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a
Because-
flannel, not a fleece. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, see, yeah. And again, well, my comment is still the same. I just never pay attention to stuff like flannel or fleece. And maybe because it probably depends on the thickness and the weight of it. Now that I live in Texas, it probably wouldn't cross my mind that much, because I'm thinking I'm gonna burn up if I if I make something in flannel or fleece. But maybe I have to look and see what, because I know they sell it here in Joanne, so I'll have to maybe just feel it a little bit and just see what I think might work, when, because it does get cool if we have our cool days, you know, and stuff like that. So those days it would be nice. But yeah, I'm glad we were able to collaborate on your favorite pattern. Says the woman that has, and thank you, I have to say again, because Madi did gift me the actual pattern, because she said she like hoarded all of them that were in print.
Did, and if I find any more, I'll pick them up as well.
Too bad you couldn't pick them up during the quick sew.
Well, I checked when they had that sale, and there nothing. So I'll be checking eBay now.
Yes, because well, by the time everybody's seeing this, that quick sew sale is actually over with on Something Delightful site. It'll end on September 30th. But yeah. Well, Madi, thank you so much. I know you have some things going on today in the background, and everybody will have to definitely tune into your channel and follow you over on Instagram to see what you are up to. But I thank you so much for taking time to chat with me today. Do you have any closing comments or anything for our viewers?
You know, I think, Natita, thank you so much for inviting me here to just talk with you. I mean, I've been following you for ages, and I know that some of your viewers are in the same boat, and I just feel incredibly honored to be sitting here chatting with you. And P.S. you all, if you have the opportunity to do this, do it. She's amazing.
Oh, thank you so much, Madi. And y'all notice she wearing my favorite colors. Don't think I didn't catch that, those earrings and that top. I remember when you actually did the video and you talked about the earrings, but yeah, very, very cute. But anyway, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. I greatly appreciate it. Again, make sure that you are following Madi over on Instagram and here on YouTube, and also follow her on her blog, her website. I will leave links to everything down in the description box. But again, we want to thank you for tuning in today. Thank you, everybody. Leave any questions or comments you have down below, and we will see you on Sunday. Bye.